Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Den of Unknown, where we unearth the mysteries that time almost forgot. Today, we're stepping into our time machine and setting the dial to the 80s and 90s. Picture this: neon lights, synth pop music, and a fear so palpable it could curdle milk. We're talking about the Satanic Panic, a cultural phenomenon that turned harmless pastimes into supposed devil-worshipping rituals. Yes, you heard it right, your favorite fantasy book or board game was once considered a one-way ticket to the underworld. From Dungeons and Dragons to Harry Potter, nothing was safe from the accusatory finger of the Satanic Panic. These beloved pieces of pop culture were suddenly seen as sinister, their fantastical elements twisted into something dark and threatening. It was a time when a game of D&D was no longer just a game, but a potential satanic ritual. In the Harry Potter book, well, that was a manual of witchcraft, obviously.
That's horrible.
Have you had a chance to catch the latest season of Stranger Things? If so, you might have noticed our favorite gang of friends tangling with this very panic. But what's the real story behind the Satanic Panic? Was there any substance to the fears that swept across the globe? Was it all just a case of collective hysteria?
He's the devil, and the guy behind him is Judas?
Fasten your seatbelts because we're about to plunge into the tumultuous history of the Satanic Panic. And let me tell you, it's a roller coaster ride. So intense in fact you might start spotting demons in your alphabet soup. But don't fret, it's likely just a mischievous piece of pasta. Alright, let's dive deeper into the murky waters of the Satanic Panic's origins. Picture this: the 1970s, a time of bell bottoms, disco, and a growing fascination with the occult. The stage was set for the panic with the success of novels like William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist, a tale of demonic possession that sent chills down the spines of readers and moviegoers alike. As Mental Floss puts it, Satan was kind of a big deal in the 1970s. But hey, who doesn't love a good horror story, right?
Fuck this.
Let's delve deeper into the details of Michelle Remembers. The book was a purported memoir of Michelle Smith's childhood, in which she claimed to have been a victim of horrific abuse by her mother and others in satanic cult. The book was co-written by her psychiatrist, Lawrence Pasder, who used hypnosis to help Smith, quote-unquote, recover these memories. The book was filled with lurid tales of rituals, sacrifices, and demonic possession. It was a bestseller, and it played a significant role in sparking the Satanic Panic. Well, we'll get back to it later. Fast forward to 2015, and we find ourselves in the midst of the Hampstead case, a modern-day echo of the Satanic Panic. This case began when a video of two children making alarming allegations of abuse by a satanic cult in Hampstead, London, went viral on the internet. The children claimed that they were victims of horrific abuse, including sexual assault and participation in the satanic rituals. The case was widely reported in the media, and it sparked a wave of panic and fear. However, the details of the case are complex and controversial, and we'll delve deeper into them in the next section. The media played a significant role in fueling the panic. Sensationalized stories of alleged cults, sacrifices, and suicides were splashed across newspapers and TV screens. As the saying goes, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. And boy, did they run with it. The panic seeped into every corner of society, from the courtroom to the classroom. The alleged victims of Satanists were often children.
Don't kick the baby. Kick the baby.
Who were said to have been subjected to horrific abuse. These stories were often based on quote-unquote recovered memories, like those described in Michelle Remembers. However, the validity of these memories has been widely questioned. Many experts believe that these memories were not genuine, but were instead the results of suggestive questioning and other dubious therapeutic techniques. But was this widespread fear and panic justified? Or was it a case of mass hysteria fueled by misinformation and fear? Let's delve deeper into this question. The origins of Satanism are as murky as moonless night, shrouded in mystery and often misunderstood. It's a tale that takes us back to the dawn of Christianity, where the concept of Satan as an adversary to God first took root. The term Satan itself comes from the Hebrew word of adversary, or accuser. In the Old Testament, Satan was not so much a name as a job description, a celestial prosecutor of sorts. However, over time this figure evolved into the embodiment of evil in Christian theology. The devil, as he came to be known, was a fallen angel, cast out of heaven for his pride and rebellion. But let's not get too biblical here. This isn't Sunday school.
Oh my god, what now? Oh no. What's this? Oh no. Oh god. No, that's my book! What the?
The concept of Satanism as we understand it today didn't really exist until the Middle Ages. During this time, the church often labeled those who didn't conform to its teachings as Satanists or heretics.
Filthy parchments of heresy, guardsman! How do you plead?
What? No!
Too late, heretic!
This was a time of fear and superstition, where rumors of devil worship and witchcraft ran rampant. The infamous witch trials of the 15th to 18th centuries were a testament to this hysteria. Accusations of Satanism were often used as a tool of control, a way to instill fear and maintain power. But hey, who doesn't love a good witch hunt, right?
A witch!
The 19th century saw a shift in the perception of Satanism. It was during this time that the Romantic movement began to reinterpret the figure of Satan. Writers and poets like Lord Byron and Percy Bysshe Shelley portrayed Satan as a symbol of rebellion against tyranny and a champion of individualism. This was a far cry from the horned beast of Christian theology. Instead, Satan became a metaphorical figure, a symbol of resistance against societal norms and religious dogma. But let's not forget, even devils can be a gentleman. The 20th century brought about the birth of modern Satanism. Anton LaVey, a man as controversial as the philosophy he propagated, founded the Church of Satan in 1966. LaVeyan Satanism, as it came to be known, was atheistic in nature. It didn't believe in the literal existence of Satan. Instead, Satan was seen as a symbol of pride, liberty, and individualism. LaVey's The Satanic Bible, published in 1969, became the foundational text of this movement. It outlined the core beliefs and rituals of LaVeyan Satanism, including the infamous 11 satanic rules of the earth. But remember, not all that glitters is gold, and not all who wander are lost. In the 21st century, Satanism continues to evolve. The Satanic Temple, founded in 2014, is one of the most prominent satanic organizations today. It's a non-theistic religious group that uses satanic imagery to promote egalitarianism, social justice, and the separation of church and state. Let's take a closer look at some of the most notorious cases that fueled the Satanic Panic. The Hampstead case, for instance, was a media circus that caused quite a stir. 2 children were manipulated into making false allegations about the satanic cult operating in their school and church. Despite the children later retracting their stories and the police finding no evidence to support the claims, the damage was done. The accused individuals faced harassment, death threats, and online abuse, demonstrating the power of media in shaping public perception and fear. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the real monsters are not the ones hiding under the bed, but the ones hiding behind the headlines. The media's role in the Satanic Panic wasn't just limited to reporting on alleged incidents. They also played a part in perpetuating the panic through the publication of books like Michelle Smith's Michelle Remembers. This book, despite being widely discredited by experts, was a bestseller and fueled the public's fear of satanic cults. It's a classic example of how a good story, no matter how far-fetched, can often overshadow the truth. As noted on the official Wikipedia page, while Pazder insisted Michelle Smith's memories were genuine, they didn't stand up under closer scrutiny. Well, I guess who needs facts when you got a good story to tell, right?
Nope.
In the face of such sensationalism and fear-mongering, it's important to ask, were there any real victims of satanic cults during the Satanic Panic? The answer is surprisingly mundane. While there are undoubtedly individuals who identified as Satanists during this period, there's no credible evidence to suggest widespread satanic ritual abuse or the existence of large-scale satanic cults. So the real victims of the Satanic Panic were the innocent people accused of horrific crimes based on unfound fears and misinformation. This is terrifying, and unfortunately, it happens to this day. Well, alright. As we draw the curtain on this deep dive into the Satanic Panic, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered. We've journeyed through the murky origins of this cultural phenomenon, tracing its roots back to societal fears and anxieties of the 70s and 80s. We've seen how the media, with its sensationalized stories and dubious books, fanned the flames of this panic, turning it into the wildfire that consumed popular culture and left a trail of destruction in its wake. The Satanic Panic has been immortalized in pop culture, with shows like South Park satirizing the irrational fears of the time. It serves as a stark reminder of how easily fear can be manipulated and how quickly it can spread, turning neighbor against neighbor and casting shadows of doubt where none existed before. As we wrap up, we encourage you to think critically about the information you receive. Question narratives that promote fear and misunderstanding. Seek out the truth, even if it's not as sensational or as thrilling as fiction. Remember, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And maybe cockroaches. Those things are terrifying. Would love to hear your thoughts on the Satanic Panic. Do you have any personal stories or insights to share? Are there other topics you'd like us to explore in the future videos? Let us know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to subscribe to the Den of Unknown channel for more engaging and thought-provoking content. Until next time, friends.